Bay Buccaneers. It is impossible to hear as the Buccaneers are being introduced from Tampa Stadium. Incredible. It is wild. The last man you heard was Ricky Bell. And the rest of the Buccaneers, coached by John McKay. And welcome to the championship of the NFC. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and I've never heard a din like this.
Well, you're from Florida, but this whole area has been turned on by a football team, and it's really a great thing. I've never seen people collectively in a town want something to happen like today.
It has done an amazing job of unifying not only this area, but this whole part of Florida.
All right, now I think Ferragamo, the Rams quarterback, I think he'll try to throw deep against Tampa Bay. That's a very good defensive team, the best in pro football in some cases. And I think they'll try to throw deep and quiet the crowd down. On the other hand, Ricky Bell has just got to run the ball, as he says he likes to run it about 30 times, and then they win.
And we have a tendency to win when he does that. Ricky Bell, of course, broke a playoff record last week. But still, when you get right down to the bottom line, it is defense that got these two teams here, and that's what I figure is going to happen today.
Well, I think it's two of the most physical teams, too. I talked to some of the Eagles after the playoff game a week ago, and they're not interested in coming back and taking this up again until next year. They said physically that Tampa Bay has the biggest, strongest linebackers maybe in football, and they really beat on them.
It is amazing when you think that they lost the first 26 games that they played just 2 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem. Who has been under fire but has survived and seems to be very well and healthy. Thank you.
And I think the Rams sort of like playing on the road right now until they get in their new home in Anaheim. They might like to play on the road. They seem to do pretty well, don't they?
We're going to be able to listen to the toss of the coin in that ceremony at the middle of the field. The Tampa Bay captains, number 33, Mark Cotney, number 54, Richard Wood, and number 50, the offensive captain, Steve Wilson. The Rams, Larry Brooks, number 90. 85, Jack Youngblood.
Walking pretty well, too.
Yes, he is. And looking serious about things. Rich Saul and Jim Jodat are the other two captains. Let's listen. Referee is Pat Haggerty.
Who will call the coin? Me. Call it in the air, please.
Heads.
Heads he calls. Heads it is.
We will receive.
We receive. Let's go, Okay, would you turn your backs to the goal, please? Los Angeles won the toss. And we'll receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
And, of course, last week it was that opening drive touchdown against the Eagles that sort of set the whole tempo. At least the Rams won't have to face that.
The Rams will get a chance to do it themselves this time. And have you ever been anywhere where the enthusiasm of the fans is any bigger or greater than it is here? Here are the officials, Pat Haggerty, Frank Sinkovitz,
Eddie Marion, Dave Hawk,
Pat Knight, Vince Jacob, and Dick Dolak.
Two former players in that group right there. Two former pro players.
Pat Knight, of course.
And Sinkovitz. Big tackle. Don't you like one-game seasons, though, like this, when it really means something?
Oh, you talk about sudden death. That's where we are. And look at that. Those people have been frustrated for a long time. The last championship for Los Angeles, 1951.
Van Brocklin and Waterfield in that group, huh?
And Elroy Hirsch and Tom Fears. And, of course, no championships here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But as they line up with Neil O'Donoghue, the 6'6" place kicker.
From Ireland, Dublin, huh?
Was a curling participant at one time. But right now, he knows it's football. A good kick. It'll be Eddie Hill. It starts at his 9. And Hill to the 34, 35 perhaps, where the Rams will take over in good shape. Rick Burns made the tackle.
28-yard return.
Offense.
Here's that offensive line. Watch Doug France against Leroy Selman. Kent Hill, the big Georgia Tech rookie. Rich Saul, one of the best centers in football. Dennis Harrah, who played half a season with a broken leg and didn't know it. And Jackie Slater at right tackle.
The receivers, Terry Nelson, the tight end. Preston Denard, number 88, and Billy Waddy, who had the big catch against Dallas last week. Vince Ferragamo, the quarterback. Wendell Tyler, and Cullen Bryant behind him. Right now, there's only one running back. That's Tyler. And Tyler will carry on the first down, and he slants off tackle for about 4.
That is the favorite play for the defensive team right now. That looks like the I formation type stuff that John likes to run. Wally Chambers, that left end, the former Chicago Bear. Randy Crowder, the Penn Stater at nose. And, of course, Leroy Selman, the most valuable defensive player in the league.
And 4 very, very good linebackers.
And miserably mean, too.
In the secondary,
all hitters and big and tall.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rams. Line of scrimmage, their own 39. That is Cullen Bryant. He got a couple, and that's all.
First play is a double wing with a wing-back setup, and they run the toss just like John McKay used to do, of course, with O.J. Simpson, and does right now with Ricky Bell.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for Los Angeles as Lawrence McCutcheon checks in. Big Doug France checking on something and breaking out of the Los Angeles huddle.
Those stats, both of them, huh?
And Charlie Young also in, an extra tight end.
Remember, the Eagles only managed 45 yards rushing as a team last week.
They play that 3-man front. Tampa Bay does about as well as anybody, perhaps better. Here's Tyler. I beg your pardon, McCutcheon. He is near a first down, but from the reaction of the fans, I think he's short. David Lewis, one of those tough linebackers, made the stop.
Ran right at Chambers. Watch to the left of your screen. Wally Chambers will show up inside. Ooh, he almost got handled. Look at the linebacking recovery. Number 58.
Watch that defense operate.
That's Dewey Selman, the little brother of Leroy.
He is short of the first down, and Ken Clark is number 13, the Ram punter. Reese, number 46, who absolutely refuses to make a fair catch. He only had one all year. Back deep for Tampa. He'll have a chance to operate with this one. But not very well, out to about the 30. Ram coverage is good. It was a line drive kick by.
All right, you want to see a good-looking tailback out of the eye. Watch Ricky Bell. And here's the line. Big fellow from Arkansas. That's Mr. Ravis, the left tackle. Greg Horton, the former Ram. Steve Wilson, the biggest offensive center in football. Greg Roberts. And, of course, he's the rookie of Oklahoma. And Charlie Hanna, who has become a very fine offensive tackle.
Played defense last year, but is one of the best right now, coming off a knee injury. Jimmy Giles, the tight end, and he's one of the best.
They said he might be the best tight end in football.
Quarterback, of course, is Doug Williams. And behind him, Eckwood and Johnny Davis. And this will be Ricky Bell. Bell straight ahead, perhaps one, no more.
Talking to McKay yesterday, John said, I would like to run outside. I have to run outside to beat this team, but I may have to work inside until I make the big guys play honest and stay inside on that defensive line.
Here's that defensive line.
Jack Youngblood has had the fracture of the leg, but he looked like he was ready to play, and that'll be a big test. Mike Fanning, the Notre Damer, Larry Brooks, and, of course, Freddie Dry, who had a great year this year.
3 solid linebackers for Los Angeles as well. And their secondary. 2nd and 8, a 2-yard pickup. On first down, Ricky Bell is the lone setback, and he is trying to get outside and cannot.
Fanning.
Mike Fanning is the first man there, almost as quickly as Bell.
Again, we said this is not a Hollywood-type Ram team. These are not glory boys. None of them have shaved in 3 days, and they're angry, and they are street fighters today. Great play by Fanning from behind.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited. Third down. Doug Williams looking deep. Got rid of it. And completes it out of bounds. Very, very difficult to get Mr. Williams down. Big and strong he is.
He's 6'4" and loads it up. But watch Freddie Dreyer, number 89. He will come across the screen like a shooting star. But this man is so strong, he still is able to throw it as Dreyer's hanging on. It's a thoroughbred.
Tom Blanchard is number 16, the ex-Giant, ex-New Orleans Saint.
He kicks a low kick, doesn't he, Pat? Sometimes out-kicks the coverage a little bit.
Sometimes he gets off a line driver. Eddie Brown is number 25, back for the Rams, standing at his own 35. Defense. That's the way they got it done. And there's one of those liners. And Eddie Brown will watch it go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, where the Rams will take over with their second offensive effort. 35-yard kick by Blanchard, and there is number 16 coming off. 11:03 left to play in the first quarter of this championship game. 0-0. Ricky Bell, not very successful on their first offensive endeavor were the Buccaneers. The Ram defense looks solid, but so does the other folks.
Big Jack Youngblood still breathing fire, huh?
Jack, of course, went to the University of Florida and still enjoys the fellowship and some hunting around here once in a while.
Let's see if Ferragamo now has found somewhere to probe successfully.
The three-man front for Tampa Bay. Selman over on the right, Chambers on the left. And here's McCutcheon looking for room. Richard Wood, the linebacker, again.
Pretty good first down pickup, though, almost 5 yards. It is at least 5 yards. People have not been able to do that.
Rams alternating, it seems, Wendell Tyler and Lawrence McCutcheon, and right now Tyler is back in the backfield with Cullen Bryant.
The big fullback who does not fumble.
2nd and 4. It was a 6-yard pickup by McCutcheon. 0-0 score yet. Then Ferragamo, who hasn't put it up yet, gives to Cullen Bryant. And the Rams operate now in Buccaneer territory. Across the 50, Cedric Brown, the safety man, had to make the tackle.
The big fella is extremely fast. He was actually an All-American defensive player at Colorado. One of the best ones they ever had, I guess. Has 128 carries now without a fumble. And a lot of people are grabbing at you when you're a fullback. Big effort.
1st and 10 Rams. On a quick count, Ferragamo gives back to Tyler, and Tyler with a great quickness gets outside and gets out of bounds in front of the Ram bench. 7 yards for Tyler. And that's what you got to do against this defense.
Well, Cotney came up and as a good safety man coming up on the force, and watch the inside move Wendell gives him. Looks like he's back at UCLA playing for Dick Vermeil. He just got outside the linebacker too. Makes it look awfully easy. Remember, he's only 190 pounds, and he's going to have to make some contact before the day's over.
But very, very quick is Wendell Tyler. 2nd and 3, 7 yards for him. At the Buccaneer 41, the Rams operate. Bucks showing blitz. Ferragamo is yet to throw. Still hasn't. Cullen Bryant to the outside. Bryant will have another Ram first down. Jolted out of bounds at about the 28 by Mark Cotney, the safety man. 11 yards.
Well, look at this. The biorhythms must be really good for Cullen Bryant. He's running now like Wendell Tyler. Dips in, gets back to the outside. Washington gets screened off a little bit by Denard. Rams got that offensive rushing game going against a team that does not give up many yards.
Bryant, 3 carries, 23 yards already. 1st and 10 Rams at the 30-yard line of Tampa Bay. Vince Ferragamo, the quarterback. Youth against youth at that position. And here's Tyler behind Hill, and Wendell Tyler almost broke it. Richard Wood, the Batman, made the tackle.
It's a good thing the Batman is a great tackler, and he is. Watch number 54, because Nelson gets a great block on Wally Chambers, and Wendell Tyler would be gone without that one.
Richard Wood with those bat emblems on his elbow pads and wrist pads.
With the Jets, wasn't he, originally?
Right. But he's happy here.
This defense, by the way, has held 7 teams under 100 yards rushing.
You just got to look at the Pro Bowl representative for the Buccaneers, Leroy Selman. The Rams had 6. Ferragamo will throw outside to Cullen Bryant with Brockers in front. And Bryant down inside the 20 to about the 17. Stopped by Washington. 11 yards. More for Los Angeles. And they look as if they are mean and ready, as Mr. Brookshire has been telling you.
Okay, let's take a look at it's just a check-off pattern, but actually they've got the lineman pulling out that way. It's a slip screen. This is designed. And for some reason, those linebackers on the 34 got caught a little bit out of position. And don't be fooled by Cullen Bryant. He's got speed. Watch this. Leroy Selman against Doug France. Good block.
They said that Selman had never been off his feet. A fumble. Rams say we have it, but the Buccaneers do. Richard Wood makes the recovery, number 54.
The big problem the Rams have had was turning the ball over. Against San Diego, I think it was, they lost 4 fumbles. And the fumble is about the most dangerous thing, the most deflating thing a team can suffer.
Wood got it away from Tyler.
Batman gets ball.
Buccaneers will operate on offense now. And these fans are really alive. Doug Williams, quarterback. Ricky Bell is now the fullback, and Eckwood is the tailback. That is Eckwood. Jack Reynolds, the hacksaw, on the tackle.
Eckwood's out of your old alma mater, right? Arkansas. Number 3 draft choice that early in the year had a couple of 100-yard rushing days, and then he broke his wrist, didn't he? The right wrist.
Yep. There's Richard Wood, who recovered the fumble.
But that Eckwood is a very fine running back for a 3rd-round draft choice.
That broken wrist has really set him back. He's never reached the pace that he was at early in the year since then. A 3-yard pickup for Eckwood. 2nd and 7. Eckwood again. Nothing doing. Mike Fanning, number 79, is the leading Ram tackler, at least on that play. And watch that defense operate.
And they're running at Freddie Dreyer, who at about 220 pounds is always supposed to be too small. But you got Hacksaw Reynolds filling to the inside very quickly, and Dreyer and Larry Brooks play extremely well together on that side as a tandem.
A lot of people chasing.
A lot of people said that he said something about Doug Williams not being a good quarterback, and he said he meant Paul Williams. A musical person.
That message didn't get across. Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell this time, and this will be Bell. And Bell blasts out for a Buccaneer first down. Their first one outside the 25 to about the 28. Pat Thomas and Bob Brudzinski made the tackle.
Watch the good pulling block here by the guard. Watch this guy. You'll see it get out. 64 is coming out. That's Horton, the former Ram. He cuts Cromwell down. I tell you, they get off the ball. Horton, of course, had injury problems with the Rams, but he ought to know Larry Brooks and that bunch pretty well.
First down, Buccaneers at their own 29. 1st and 10 with 6:15 left first quarter. Johnny Davis is number 38 right behind Williams. But that's Ricky Bell. Barely back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a couple. And all of a sudden things got quiet.
Just waiting to see if Ricky gets back up. I remember the injury he had in the Rose Bowl game, and a young freshman came in that looked skinny by the name of Charlie White and had 100 and some odd yards replacing Ricky Bell.
And who's done reasonably well since then.
Pretty good runner, huh? Great runner.
Ray Malavasi, Ram head coach. Doug Williams, they say, is a low percentage passer. But John McKay was telling us yesterday that much of that is his fault because of play selection, and Williams stays in there. Throws, and he can gun it. Intended for Larry Mucker, number 87, but well overthrown. But Williams showed you the strength in that shotgun arm he's got.
That was about 65 yards, and it was clean. And I was talking to him, he said that his idol in baseball used to be Drysdale. And, of course, he was a great baseball player himself, wasn't Doug?
His best pitch was a curveball, they say.
Drysdale's best pitch was the brushback pitch. High and hard.
If his idol was Drysdale, no wonder he's tough to sack. At the 30. 31 make it 3rd and 8. Eckwood and Bell are the two running backs, and Williams goes straight. Williams has a man open and just barely misses. Number 85, Morris Owens, the intended receiver, but the Buccaneers will have to punt. They both look a little bit tight.
Of course, Dallas was looking at 7 defensive backs, and the Rams, the one thing they do have a lot of are different backfield situations because they had so many injuries early. Looks like Doug Williams is limping some, huh?
Yeah, I've seen him limp before. All of a sudden, it disappears very quickly. I wouldn't think he has a serious problem at all. Eddie Brown back deep for the Rams, and Blanchard standing at his 15 will punt it. Fast Eddie Brown has it bounce and has the orange jerseys of the Buccaneers led by the man who snapped the ball, Knopfziger. Swarm on him before he has a chance to do anything.
It's one thing about both of these teams, Pat. Their special teams are really not that strong on either team.
But so far, they look like they got it worked out. 0-0, first quarter. The Goodyear Blimp Enterprise, based.
Glad you identified it. It's on our side, I know that.
Pompano Beach, Florida, piloted by Captain Ron Bell, who's from Miami Lakes.
What a sight up there on a breezy, beautiful day here in the Tampa Bay area, huh?
Our cameraman up there looking down and showing you that picture, and what a sight it is Herman Lang. And the video technician is Red Parrish.
This time we're going to watch Leroy Selman work against Doug France. France has a great style because he's big enough to stand straight up and take Leroy on.
He's been successful so far. On first down, it'll be Wendell Tyler. He got perhaps 2, but no more than that.
Wendell Tyler does not want to run in there. That's where the big fellas live. He would like to do this just long enough and then be able to get back outside. At 190 pounds, you can't take too many cutting back inside. Here's what Doug had to say about Leroy.
He was asking him about playing against a great player like this.
Well, that's the only way you get recognition is when you can do a good job against the best. And Leroy Selman's probably the best after Deacon Jones ever to play the game. And I'm probably going to play my best game ever.
Very confident approach. And a very nice compliment for Deacon Jones. Kent Hill out in front of Wendell Tyler, who is very, very quick. Dewey Selman, Leroy's brother.
Well, the only thing about what Doug France said is true. He blocked very well against Leroy in the first game, but Leroy made 12 tackles. This play here, Leroy Selman went all the way across the field at 255 pounds and cut off the running back on the far side of the field. It's an incredible athlete that you're watching, number 63. Let's see if we got it. Now watch 63 and just pick it up. You want to see somebody that can run through the backyard, so watch this one. And Wendell Tyler is a 4-5 guy.
Richard Wood is number 54, of course, but Selman all the way on the other side of the field. So it'll still be 1st and 10 at the 42. Ferragamo, deep, just barely underthrown, intended for Billy Waddy. See what kind of job Rich Saul did. He's got a tough challenge today with that man right on his nose, too.
And Rich is only weighing about 246 pounds, but he's always been one of the great centers. He's working with Crowder, the former Penn Stater, who is a very good nose man. Pretty much of a standoff there, and Selman did put some heat on Ferragamo.
Rich Saul in his 10th year. Is that where we were?
Leroy's Market.
second and 10 at the 42. Ferragamo gives off to Cullen Bryant, who barrels out near a first down. Leroy Selman again on the tackle, but Cullen Bryant with good yardage.
The only running back to have over 100 yards against Tampa Bay was Taylor of the New York Giants, 148 yards. But every back that runs against Tampa Bay pays for it. And that's the way they'll say, okay, you'll make yardage in the first half, but not the fourth quarter.
That's one of the great things about Cullen Bryant. That statistic you look at right there, 131 consecutive times now without a fumble. John McKay.
Looks like he's sizing up a putt.
Which he probably did yesterday. Here's Wendell Tyler, and he's got some more good yards, about 6 or 7 before Richard Wood. The 54 make the tackle.
Good block by Hara, number 60. Big Florida man in there for the Rams.
58 is Dewey Selman.
Boy, he could fill a hole. This is good running by Wendell. He's the one that had the big day for Vermeil in that one Rose Bowl against Ohio State. One of the great college games I guess I ever watched.
At the 41, it'll be second and 3. 2:25 left first quarter. No scores yet. The winner to play Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl, and Cullen Bryant bangs away for a first down.
If you can stand up the nose man and get the guard through on one of those linebackers and sort of blow him out, you got a chance against the 34. Watch Bryant cut back against the flow because Crowder plays the pressure and sort of overruns it. Pretty good running by Cullen Bryant.
Good block by Saul. Bryant, 5 carries, 39 yards. Tyler, 7 for 32. Jack Youngblood and Fred Dreyer, the defensive ends, look on. Vince Ferragamo in place of Pat Hayden on first and 10 at the Buccaneer 36. Backtracking, firing. No one home. Intended, I believe, for Preston Denard, but Ferragamo had nobody near.
Patrick, Ferragamo has got to look off the receiver he's going to go to a little bit. This is a very good secondary, like Washington, who's 6'3", 200 pounds, you know, they're good. But they back off straight away, and if he would look one side and then maybe go to the other side with the receiver, he's got a better chance. If he starts throwing it like that, they're going to pick the ball off.
Ray Malavasi said yesterday that he felt that in spite of the fact that not many teams, if any teams, have had any success going deep, throwing deep against the Buccaneers, he felt that was one of the keys to the Rams' success. He felt they could do it. They haven't tried yet. That is Wendell Tyler, and down he goes. Mark Cotney, the safety man, is there before Tyler even got possession of the ball.
I think Mark Cotney doesn't appreciate what's happened this year. He was with the original Bucs. And watch this as he dogs from the safety spot. Meets the ball carrier as Wendell took the handoff. From Cameron State.
He looks pleasant enough.
Boy, he went through some of those years when you know how tough it was down here. They were going for 0-26 and all of that.
And they got it.
Yeah, they made it.
So it'll be third down, 14 at the 40. No score. 1:18 now, make it 1:15 left first quarter as Ferragamo has a lot of time. For Denard, and he's got it inside the 5 to the 4. Mike Washington was the nearest Buccaneer. But the Rams will have it first and goal. 36 yards on that pass completion.
And no pressure. Excellent blocking as they pick up the 3 with no blitz. And watch Ferragamo. He doesn't throw it early, but he waits for Denard to make the out move. This young man from New Mexico is some kind of a prospect. Great potential.
Here's Ferragamo in action again.
And remember, the Rams lost Jesse and Miller, their best receivers, in preseason. This has been a come-from-behind team all year.
First and goal from the 4, and we should acknowledge the Rams' offensive line because Ferragamo had all the time in the world. Charlie Young and Terry Nelson, double tight ends in for Los Angeles.
Flag is down.
But a touchdown by Bryant, but keep in mind, penalty marker down. Referee Pat Haggerty conferring with the rest of his staff at the moment. Touchdown Bryant, but discussion goes on.
Looks to me like Jackie Slater has given Wally Chambers a pretty good ride over that left defensive end. That was a big hole that opened up to be near the goal line that close.
Rams special team comes on. Number 71 for the Rams, of course, is Reggie Doss. Now let's see.
Pat Haggerty will figure this out.
With some help.
Got away from the players first so you can turn the mics off and on again.
It's Pat Haggerty, of course, in the different color hat on the right. There he is.
Eddie Marion helped him make that decision. Very popular one.
Against Los Angeles. They were moving.
I wonder if it was Ferragamo that might have moved his leg. Once in a while, the young quarterback does move his left leg a little bit, and I've wondered if he was going to be called on it.
Here's Haggerty.
Illegal formation. Offense.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation.
So the touchdown by Cullen Bryant has been nullified, and Ray Malavasi is trying to get somebody's attention. But if he keeps operating like that, he might.
Oh. He just threw down his ready list and had to pick it back up.
First and goal for the 9 as they try to, from the 9 as they try to calm him down. It's Ferragamo. Wendell Tyler. Still on his feet and still down to about the 1. Cedric Brown finally made the tackle, but a good run by Wendell Tyler. David Lewis finally put him all the way down.
Well, he ran right over Lewis sort of to make the thing. I don't know how Wendell cuts back here. Selman gets a shot at his head. Finally, the off linebacker comes through to make the tackle. That's some run by Wendell Tyler.
And he's not that big, as you pointed out.
He got the best average, though, per rush in the league this year, 5.1. Selman almost took his head off.
Tell you what, that may not go down as any record breaker, but that's a heck of a run. 2nd and 1. 2nd and goal at the 1. Rams at the door. Ferragamo throws and overthrows. Intended for Preston Denard. And Ferragamo backpedaling missed him.
Like he had some pressure, too. A rush by Wally Chambers, I believe, made him throw that ball perhaps higher than he wanted to. He's young, out of Nebraska. At one time, Vince went to California, and a quarterback named Barkowski was already there, and Roth. So Ferragamo packed up and ended up in Lincoln, Nebraska somehow.
Figuring he would not play too much in California behind those two.
That's right.
But Nebraska is not a bad place to play. Their fans are just about as enthusiastic as these here. There's Wendell Tyler hit down right at the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards.
Too many to name, too many people to name, but they're all together, shoulder to shoulder. Some effort against this Ram offensive line. Watch Chambers, number 60, seal it off and get back into the flow. That's a great defensive play on the goal line.
Selman and Chambers and everybody, Lewis.
And that illegal formation is going to be quite a burr under the saddle by the time halftime rolls around.
That's the end of the first quarter. The Rams, it seemed, as you look at number 3, Corral, we're going to settle for the 3. But they'll swap into the field now, and the fans at Tampa Bay are delighted with this goal line stand and their defense's ability to make the Rams settle for 3. This is a booming, blossoming, very happy area. Happy about the weather, which is delightful today, and happy about their Buccaneer team. What about that illegal formation?
Well, they said that they had 2 tight ends in there, which, of course, is Nelson and Charlie Young. And Doug France was supposed to be an eligible receiver. But if that's the case, then the tight end has to back off and become sort of a wing back. And the tight end did not make that move.
With Nolan Cromwell holding, Frank Corral will try to kick.
He's 6 of 6 up to 39 yards.
Look out for Cromwell. He can do some other things with it. All he does is put it down, and the Rams break on top 3-0, as indicated to you by the referee Pat Haggerty. And Corral puts Los Angeles on top. Rams in quest of their first championship since 1951. scoring drive for the Rams. 13 plays. They kept it. 68 yards. Corral's 19-yard field goal makes it 3-0 Los Angeles.
Rams had 82 yards rushing and 45 passing in the first quarter against Tampa.
Isaac Higgins will operate from the goal line with the wedge in front of him. And he's got some room. Corral made the tackle. Eddie Brown was back there with him, but if he had been able to evade the kicker, Corral, he might have gone.
Well, Corral is a good athlete. We've been told that, and he proved it then. Here's Jodat, one of the wild men on the give-up-your-body kickoff coverage teams. 43 gets there, but Higgins gets a good hallway as he takes one high on the helmet there. That'd have been a prize fight. They'd have stopped it. Great tackle by Corral.
Now it's Danny Reese. They put the overhand shot on Jodat. It'll be first down Buccaneers. And Ricky Bell operating now at tailback with Johnny Davis, the fullback, is stopped by Larry Price.
Who's going to be there?
Pittsburgh and either Tampa Bay or Los Angeles in Pasadena on January the 20th.
We're going to be there, too.
There's no spectacle quite like that, and you'll see it on CBS.
The Rose Bowl, they can load that baby up at over 100,000, Ted.
105 plus. You got any tickets?
Not the extra ones, no.
Second and 9. Doug Williams with good protection, looking and throwing high and out of bounds. On purpose, he did that.
No passing yardage for the Buccaneers at all yet. 0 for 4 for the second-year quarterback from Grambling. And only 13 yards rushing for Tampa Bay. Darn, Rams came in a tough mood, didn't they?
They sure did. They lead 3-0 with 14:05 left in the first half. Pittsburgh beat Houston today. They will represent the AFC in that Super Bowl. One of these two. People expected Pittsburgh to be there. Not many expected either Tampa Bay or Los Angeles to be there. Doug Williams fakes, pumps, and fires high over the head.
Wow. Wide open.
The intended receiver was number 85, Morris Owens, and he had about 5 strides on the Ram defense, but Williams was way high.
Williams had about 6 seconds to throw the ball, too. He had time to jack it and clean it off and really throw a deep pass. Good blocking up front.
Blanchard, number 16, in to kick. Averaged 36 yards today, almost 40 on the year.
They've been trying to block this. It looks like they've been putting some pressure right up the seam, right by 55 and 57 there.
Rams have 10 up on the line, and Eddie Brown, number 25, back to return the punt. See if they do try to block it. Oh, they're trying to set up a return. Blanchard's kick again lacks some authority. Eddie Brown goes up with a hand for the fair catch at his own 38. 32-yard kick by Tom Blanchard, and the Rams continue to lead with 13:50 left in the first half. Los Angeles 3-0 over Tampa Bay. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Tampa Stadium, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is absolutely cram-packed. Not much to cheer about for the fans, though, as yet, as Wendell Tyler, Cullen Bryant line up behind Ferragamo. This will be Cullen Bryant with Kent Hill out in front of him. And the play, which is a little slow developing, is diagnosed and stopped by Jarris White.
Well, that's as great a defensive play as you'll ever see a safety man make. Jarris White is one of the great tacklers, by the way, that John McKay was talking about. And he comes up and makes one of the great plays, getting away from Slater. Watch the big tackle pulling on him now. Here's the misdirection, the little hip move. You got the big back out front. Now watch this tackle by Jarris. That's an outstanding play.
I thought it was interesting that John McKay said yesterday one of the keys to their first victory, their regular season victory over the Rams, was that they tackled very well. And for Tyler, who heard somebody coming. Trying to set up a screen for Tyler as Hill and France are out there. It's Ferragamo, of course, a young quarterback. Didn't figure to be the starter.
Boy.
We asked him how he felt about the pressure of being in a championship game like this.
Got one of the best offensive lines in football. They're going to give me ample protection today, and I don't foresee any problems as far as throwing the football. We will come off and we'll block well and we'll run the ball, so we won't have any problems either way.
Seems very confident, doesn't he? And he drops. Ferragamo pumps and fires deep. Ron Smith, the intended receiver. There was some contact, and everybody is saying, pointing fingers at each other and at the official, but there are no flags.
And Cotney looked like Cotney was the one that went by Jarris White. And, of course, the receiver ran together, but I think Cotney's the one that sort of undid his belt buckle or what have you. Watch the move. It's a deep pattern now, turning out, going up. Now watch number 34 get somehow into the action, too. Oh, no, he stayed away, and Jarris did it. It's the old BB trick, getting between two fellas and bouncing around a bit.
Looking up high, Ken Clark. His season average was respectable, 40.1 today. 34 is his best effort. And this is another line drive. Reese evades one Ram tackler, gets back to the 30, and that's where the Buccaneers will operate after a 37-yard punt by Clark. 12:47 left in the first half. The Rams lead 3-0. One of these two will play Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl after the Steelers beat Houston today 27-13. 3-0 here, Los Angeles.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s. When the only sound is the frozen silence of winter, you go to work, throwing mountains of snow back into the sky. And when the track becomes a railroad again, it's Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer. Miller Beer.
Wow, what a shot.
Takes your breath away.
Tampa Bay and the sunset. Wally Chambers over with the ice bag on the sideline, number 60.
He always does that.
He's got an arthritic knee. Welcome to the club.
He plays well, too.
Yes. At the 30, 1st and 10. Not much for the Buccaneers. Although Ricky Bell struggles for perhaps more than he should have gotten just because of his own athletic ability.
Ricky went down from 220 pounds when he was a power runner to 210 pounds. And, of course, he was over 1,200 yards rushing and one of the top 3 or 4 running backs perhaps in football. But the darn Ram defense, remember, all of their secondary men and their linebackers, they have really been in a lot of big games, and they know each other, and they know how to play all the different fronts.
And Jack Youngblood was number 85, playing with a hairline fracture in his leg. He is sort of the emotional leader of the Ram defense and the entire Ram team. Fanning chases Williams, who throws a grounder.
Williams now against San Francisco threw 5 INTs, and some of them were thrown to people that don't usually intercept the ball. He can have bad moments as well as the good ones like he had last week. He was just fantastic against the Eagles.
Many of the Rams have been sick throughout the week with flu and what have you. Mike Fanning, who was just chasing Doug Williams, didn't even show up for practice yesterday.
Of course, Youngblood didn't work out all week.
Got down to where Fred Trier was just about the only healthy defensive lineman they had in practice. Freddie always works hard. They're down 6 at the 34. Williams looking to the outside. He has yet to complete a pass, and he still hasn't. 0 for 7 as Isaac Higgins did the juggling act. followed by Rod Perry.
That time the Rams came with the safety blitz, Elmendorf, number 42, but he showed it too early. He sneaked up and did it a lot earlier than he should have. On the left side of your screen, 42, you can see him just coming in. We talked to Elmendorf earlier. We may have a little repeat of that. He said they wanted to disguise their coverages a lot so that young Williams would have trouble with it.
So number 16, Tom Blanchard, is back into the picture again. And Eddie Brown back for the Rams, who have not clearly dominated, but certainly had control of the first half. Blanchard again, and Eddie Brown looks at it, fields it. Out of bounds at the 32.
Oh.
There's some minor disagreements going on. Buccaneer fans with all kind of magic tricks.
I'm telling you, Eddie Hill got hit twice. Two of the hardest shots I've seen all year. And all he was doing was looking.
Seems to be okay, but he hadn't forgotten, I don't think. Bill Kohler has replaced Wally Chambers now in the Buccaneer defense, number 77. Chambers, they tell us, examine more at the half, and he may not be back. That certainly would cut down on their pass rush effectiveness. As Ferragamo, with good time, fires for Terry Nelson. But the Buccaneers swarm.
David Lewis, that 240-pound USC linebacker, McKay's really cut the receiver in half. 240-pound linebackers that can run the 4.6. Guys should be outlawed. They were when I played.
So far, Doug Williams, none for 7. Obviously, no yards. Ferragamo, 2 out of 8 for 45. We expected defense would dominate, and it has.
But all Doug Williams has to complete is one long one, and you don't worry about the percentage.
He doesn't. 2nd and 10 for the Rams at their own 32. 11:44 left first half. Ferragamo gets to Tyler. And Tyler, after it looked like something serious might develop, is cut down by Mark Cotney.
Good blocking on the offensive right side. This Saul in the middle. They seal everything off, and Slater and company, Cullen Bryant, number 32, got a good block. That's a crisp tackling team.
It'll be 3rd and 5, 3-0. Los Angeles has the lead on a 19-yard field goal by Corral. And that's been it. Ferragamo to Bryant. That should be enough for a Los Angeles first down. Mike Washington herded him out of bounds, and that's about what happened. An 8-yard pickup.
Looked like Cecil Johnson, the outside linebacker, just sort of might have looked into the backfield too much because he had the coverage on this, and it didn't look like quite that much of a pattern. He just went straight into the flat. Once he caught up, he did a little job, though.
Cullen Bryant. They have said, why don't you use McCutcheon and Tyler together? And the Rams keep saying, because that guy's doing too good a job.
He's a natural fullback, isn't he?
235 pounds at least, number 32. 1st and 10 at the 45. This is Wendell Tyler, cut down in the backfield on a fine play by number 45, Jarris White. Can't do it much better, can you?
You really can. And as soon as that block down occurs, the safety man comes up with a quick force. I'm going to ask any of the teams that aren't in the finals, aren't in the playoffs, and if you don't come across and make these kind of plays, you can't stop the end sweep anymore.
72,000 plus at this stadium, which originally was put together for a very low budget figure, but has been enlarged to where it's the 4th largest now in the NFC.
How much money?
4.6 was the original stadium.
I knew you'd know exactly how much.
That's million. Ferragamo is swarmed on by safety man Mark Cotney first, and the fans here come alive.
Look at the safety man comes up. Here comes Cotney. There are not enough people around. Ferragamo was lucky just to keep the ball and not lose control of it. 10-yard loss.
5-year man Mark Cotney, and watch him operate again.
Dennis, if you throw deep, this is one of the hazards of the industry of playing quarterback. You've got to have something called that can get the ball off long and high.
Dewey Selman and Leroy Selman put more pressure on Ferragamo, and again he feels it. This time he completes his pass to Wendell Tyler, who is knocked down seriously by the members of that Buccaneer defense. Hackney again.
All right, here it is. A good move by Ferragamo, who's not noted as a good moving quarterback. But here on the run, he picks out Tyler coming around the horn, and Cotney really sticks the former UCLA All-American.
Cotney, of course, number 33. The other, number 54, is Richard Wood. Both of them have had good defensive games so far. Here is Clark to Reese, who will not fair catch it. He watches it go over his head and into the end zone, and the Buccaneers will operate to the 20 after a 52-yard kick, this time by Clark. We have 8 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the first half.
I think something's going to happen real fast.
Right now it's 3-0, Los Angeles.
I'm Cheryl Teague. I feel at home in front of the camera. But behind the camera, I don't know the difference between a lens opening and a Broadway opening. So I rely on my Olympus OM10. My trusty OM10 gets great shots automatically. My OM10 has the smart little red light that tells me when it's okay to shoot. Oh, it's okay to shoot. Hold it, fellas. With Olympus OM10, great shots automatically.
By trying harder to be faster, Avis came up with the Wizard of Avis.
Keep on trying, America. The effort is really everything. We keep on trying, America.
By trying harder, we introduced speed to the rent-a-car business.
At Avis, we don't give up. Trying.
Pittsburgh Steelers beat Houston 27-13 in Pittsburgh today. That is a live shot from Pittsburgh, and we'll be able to talk with one of the Steeler players.
Some football team, Patrick, that Noel has there.
They say awesome, and I've been trying to think of other words, but I think that one fits pretty well.
Perfect.
First and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. The Buccaneers with Doug Williams, who has yet to complete a pass. Operating on offense, he puts Giles in motion. He pitches back to Ricky Bell. And Bell gets a first down for the Buccaneers, or very close to it. He said they had to get outside, and they did finally.
Greg Roberts, the big rookie from Oklahoma, the Outland Trophy. But watch to the left of your screen. He cuts down Jack Youngblood and allows the play to start out. He hit Jack, looked like on that bad leg. I mean to tell you, this was a good offensive play. And don't let Bell get started with those, because Philadelphia did, and he almost ran to the bay.
Big tight end Jimmy Giles also with a good block. Ricky Bell said, when I carry the ball a lot, we tend to win. That's a pretty good statistic. Second down, about a foot, and that's about all they got. Bell again.
The first down for Tampa. Now you're going to get a roar out of the eye. That's a good defensive play on that side. Mike Fanning's the one that sort of went under the whole thing.
Doug Williams.
The Rams lost Cody Jones early. They lost, Perry and Thomas were both hurt at different times. The cornerbacks. Looked like Mike Fanning is getting a breather. He was under that pile on that last play.
And Reggie Doss, number 71, backs up everybody. Johnny Davis was the ball carrier, hit before he could get back to the line of scrimmage, first by Larry Brooks.
Oh, what a great play by Larry Brooks. And through television now, we can show defensive linemen and all, you know, and to see the subtle things that these very strong people put on the other blocker and all, it's really incredible. Waiting for the play to come in as
there's number 90.
Goes to the Pro Bowl almost by habit, doesn't he?
Deservedly so. It's 2nd and 11. Clock running at 6:45 left first half. Line of scrimmage, the 30. Doug Williams with good protection, fires, deflected, incomplete.
Like we had either a nickel defense or 6 defensive backs that time by the Rams, and Doug Williams just straightened up and didn't get a read at all and threw it right through a defensive back's hands.
All the plays come into him from the sideline through John McKay, the head coach, and Bill Nelson, who runs the quarterback show for the Buccaneers. 1 out of 5 on third down conversions for the Buccaneers, and Williams has yet to complete a pass.
So didn't McKay say that that was one of the big improvements in the team was the play calling this year?
10-6, 11-6, as opposed to 0-26. A lot of areas to improve. Here's Williams again. And he has his first pass completion as the ball goes to Ricky Bell. And he got very little. Hit by Pat Thomas. First call he's had. But that young man is a fine athlete.
What a tackle over there by Youngblood and Thomas together. Ricky Bell didn't make an inch after he turned and made contact with the defense. Maybe we're going to see it here. Well, we won't have time.
Blanchard back in the game, and Eddie Brown goes back deep for the Rams. Clock still running, just over 6 minutes, and by the time he gets it airborne, it'll be less than 6 minutes in the first half, with the Rams leading 3-0.
It's a 5th punt. Tampa.
A lot of people thought this would be low scoring. That ball is almost blocked, and Eddie Brown back now at his own 28 starts to operate. And Eddie Brown gets out to about the 34. 41-yard kick. Danny Reese, who really operates in a fine fashion on those special teams, knocked him out of bounds. So the Rams will take over with 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the first half. And they lead 3-0 on a field goal by Corral, 19 yards.
Here's to good friends.
The key's supposed to be under the steps.
I got it.
Hey, here's a note. Gentlemen, my country estate is at your disposal. There might even be a little something in the refrigerator. Regards, Hank.
Let it be low and brown.
Low and brown.
Oh, when you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Low and Brow.
Here's the Hank. Wherever he is.
Low and brown.
It's official. Ford is the only major U.S. car maker with improved mileage ratings for every standard 1980 model made in America.
Better ideas for the 80s. Better ideas from Ford.
Improved mileage for Fairmont, the right idea for today. For Mustang, America's best-selling sports car. And for value-packed Pinto. Improved mileage ratings for every 1980 Ford car and light truck made in America. That's a better idea you can take to the bank.
Better ideas from Ford.
Can the Magic Man pull a bird out of his hat? Next Sunday, see the Lakers and Celtics at 1 p.m. Eastern. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
The Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the championship of the National Football Conference. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire in Tampa at Tampa Stadium. Tampa Bay Buccaneers shocked everybody by getting here. Ferragamo. That is Charlie Young as tight end. That had to be an automatic, wouldn't you guess?
It looked like an audible on the line of scrimmage. The 5th completion for Ferragamo. And a great call against the 34. Let's see who's slow getting up there. Is that Randy Crowder?
Yes, 22-yard pickup.
Nicely delivered, and Charlie Young went out to California and could not start because Nelson flat beat him out. Good catch, huh?
Going to see a lot more of that double tight end offense as you watch these 3-man fronts on defense. That's the way to neutralize them. Young is lined up tight on the left side. And here is Wendell Tyler. I beg your pardon, Cullen Bryant. Tyler, the blocker, out in front. Not much doing for him.
That's Dave Lewis. Lewis again comes up on the outside. When he played at SC, Lewis weighed about 220, but now he's up to 240. Watch this tackle he puts on. Comes off the ground. A good block was laid on him, and he still makes the tackle.
He is big enough to be a defensive end now. And when the Buccaneers blitz, he's usually the man who's involved in some fashion. A Bench is very quiet right now as Los Angeles leads 3-0. This is Wendell Tyler behind the line, taken down by David Lewis again.
Some of the toughest guys seem to be the nicest people off the playing field, you know. He came on the field today and put the helmet on and never smiled, no matter shook your hand or anything, buddy. He's all business.
He is the leading starer, they say.
Every time
he tackles, he looks.
He looks right in their eyes, right? John McKay said everybody knows he hit him. He doesn't know why he does that.
Just wants to make sure they know. In case they check him out again.
My eyes were usually crossed.
Third down conversion situation for the Rams. Not too good. The Buccaneers faking a blitz, and it's not a fake. But Ferragamo picks it up nicely as Preston Denard makes the first down catch. Stopped by Mike Washington. 11 yards.
Don't come tiptoeing up and show the blitz too early. It looks to me like the Rams anticipated and did a great job of it. It is right on. Ferragamo has a lot of moxie, and he picked up the blitz. The blitz doesn't seem to bother him very much. Puts it away. Of course, you have solo coverage in the blitz situation.
That really is the key. You don't show it too early. And if you do, you wind up in a man-to-man coverage, and they know it. And they can cut you apart. Ferragamo, inside handoff to Cullen Bryant, down to about the 27.
This time the Bucs decided to blitz or dog the right inside linebacker, and the Rams decided that they'll go ahead and trap that same position. Good defensive play that time by Dewey Selman.
And Cecil Johnson. They converged. Cullen Bryant, big broad back, is a very reliable ball carrier. Second down, 6. Vince Ferragamo, 6 out of 12 for 100. Rams lead 3-0. Ferragamo again to the tight end, Charlie Young. And again, perhaps an audible, not sure. 13-yard gain, another first down.
It's a funny time, though, to go blitz crazy on defense. Here's Charlie Young just turning to the inside looking for it. And that must be an automatic that if they come up and give us that front, they're coming again with the blitz. We'll do it again.
Charlie Young wearing gloves on both hands as the 2-minute warning is now given both to Ray Malafisi of the Rams and John McKay of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Rams continue to hold that lead 3-0.
Here's the estimate.
A lot of money for a small home.
Rebuilding costs are going through the roof.
Glad it wasn't the whole house.
What if it were? Could your insurance rebuild it today?
I never thought of it.
Allstate has. We have homeowners insurance that can increase your coverage as rebuilding costs go up automatically.
You're smart to keep up with rising rebuilding costs.
Yeah, glad I thought of it.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
If you missed the recent Delco battery sale, here's great news. AC Delco slashes its regular prices on the 3 most powerful automotive Delco Freedom batteries. Freedom is the original never-add-water, maintenance-free battery. It's powerful, dependable, and it's from Delco. Check Delco Freedom battery prices where quality AC Delco parts are sold. Then take advantage of our reduced regular price. You'll say thanks, Delco.
Two minutes left in the first half with the Rams on the move and already leading 3-0.
The Rams have 194 yards in offense. Tampa Bay has 29.
That's a little bit more decisive in the score. Tyler and Cullen Bryant behind Ferragamo, and Tyler just barely gets the ball from Ferragamo and is knocked to the ground quickly by Richard Wood again.
And Kohler, number 77.
And Jarris White.
I have watched the Orange just suddenly jump into the play. I can't believe it. That's Jarris on the bottom there, number 45. Now watch Kohler, the big Montana State Grizzly, takes the inside, gets away with it. Too many orange and white people that are mad.
If we run that play again, somebody's got to cut him off. Second down, the 18. They need 15 for a first. Ferragamo straight back looking. And throwing. And has a man Preston Denard is out of bounds on the far side of the field. Near a first down, not quite there.
Awfully good pass protection that time. Ferragamo's able to look over his 1 and 2 receivers now and pick out. Watch this smooth running Denard. And Ferragamo always liked to work with the young man because of his patterns. Look at this. Took it inside, rolled away, and went back to the sidelines. He still holds all the records at New Mexico for catching.
I can see why. Over on the Rams sideline, Ray Malavasi's really upset about something. Timeout, Los Angeles. And he's going to get his message to Ferragamo now as he's gotten the visit that he wanted. 1:12 left in the first half. The Rams 3. The Buccaneers nothing. Bob Lee, the veteran who spent so many years with the Minnesota Vikings and then with Atlanta, is the man on the left.
And Lionel Taylor, the great old receivers, the receiving coach, passing coach.
There is Lynn Swann.
Hey.
Very happy about things in Pittsburgh, and deservedly so. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers and to Lynn Swann.
Some kind of a player. He's going to be on at halftime, huh?
We'll be hearing from him.
Good.
Corral over on the Rams sideline, loosening up, and Nolan Cromwell showing the spot right now.
Funny year that Corral had, though. After a great rookie season, he just lost the rhythm. And you know how funny kickers are anyway. Once they lose that, boy, they really go into a funk.
People keep saying that kickers are funny, but I never thought so.
Not you old fundamentalists. No, we're talking about the sidewinders.
Super Sunday on CBS is January the 20th at 4:30 Eastern Time from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Super Bowl number 14. The Steelers and either the Rams or the Buccaneers. 3rd and 5 at the 8. Ferragamo standing and looking and shooting complete. All kinds of time for Vince Ferragamo, and again it's Charlie Young, who hasn't been heard from much this year, but is making his presence felt today.
Very seldom do you see a quarterback be able to stand there, load it up, and say, okay, now how long can you cover him in the secondary? They take the 3-man rush. You can see Saul and Hera and all of them doing a job up there. Look at this. And only good defensive reaction there kept him from getting the first down.
He looked like the Heisman Trophy standing back there with all that time.
I thought it was a still shot.
Sure, White made the tackle. Timeout again. Los Angeles, they have 1 left. Buccaneers have all 3. Right now, it's time to regroup. At the half, a CBS News special report on the Iranian situation. And, of course, that'll be followed by the NFL today.
Last time these two teams met, the Rams got 6 points, but not by the offense. It was Youngblood's interception run in and then a missed extra point, but the offense did not score against Tampa.
Buccaneers won that game 21-6 as Doug Williams had 2 touchdown passes. Ferragamo has left, and Nolan Cromwell and Corral have come in.
That means that Tampa Bay can go in and only be a touchdown behind at half. That's a big advantage.
The defense has been on the field a long time for the Buccaneers. Cromwell, and again, remember what an athlete he is. Just because he's kneeling doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be field goal. But it is. And again, Corral hits. A 19-yard field goal made it 3-0, and that one makes it 6-0 with 47 seconds left in the first half. Frank Corral.
You told me to ask you what he was doing wrong. I asked you, and you didn't have a lot of information for him.
I didn't kick it that way. Plus, he's 2 for 2. I don't have too many suggestions about that. But look at this.
Lights just went out. That's good. Pat, you know, I ran into Pat Hayden last night, and the Ram quarterback broke the finger, of course, against Chicago, the bone, and he's about the unhappiest young man not being able to play that I've ever seen. He's a great young quarterback, and he is dying right today, you know, on that side.
Last game he played, Ray Malavasi said, against Seattle when he got hurt. What was he, 11 for 11 that day?
13 for 13.
He was 13 in a row, and Malavasi said he had never seen a quarterback play a better game than Hayden did that day. Isaac Higgins is back deep, number 81 for the Buccaneers. And Corral will kick off. He is responsible for all the points in this contest so far. 6-0. Tampa Bay with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Let's see what they do with it. Washington. They will throw deep. If Higgins doesn't get away. Out of bounds by number 87. A rookie from Georgia Tech, Drew Hill. 28-yard return.
That Higgins can run. They say he clocks a 4.45 40, and a lot of times the clocks aren't accurate these days, I guess, but he does put it on. He's only 5 foot 9 inches tall, but he can leg it.
The Rams have 1 timeout left. The Buccaneers have 3. Clock stop with 40 seconds left to play in the first half. 6-0 Los Angeles.
Remember what McKay said. He likes to throw long passes.
From the Goodyear blimp. Timeout. Los Angeles. Here's Wally Chambers with that ice pack on that arthritic knee, and it looks like it might be a little bit more serious than we thought it was in the beginning.
He found a new life down here. We hope that he gets that taken care of. But McKay said that he does like to throw deep just before the half, and some of those are picked off, and that's the reason that young Williams' interception ratio is so high.
Today, his reception ratio has not been very high. No completions. 1 completion, I beg your pardon, to Ricky Bell for no gain.
Malavasi, he was a teammate with me, you know.
He's the only guy on the team that didn't wear a face mask, huh?
Didn't need one, he said.
What Bucko Kilroy said that? You know, we got this protection, why not use it?
Because everybody comes by and hits you if you didn't have a nose guard, right?
Williams. Ricky Bell, the ball carrier. Maybe 1.
I don't understand that. After all the lectures John has about throwing the long ball and taking a shot at it, runs off tackle.
Timeout Buccaneers. They have 2 left. Rams none.
See, funny though, when he was talking about why you like to take young players and build a team from the draft. So the old players are always telling you how they did it at Buffalo or somewhere else, and he says that if you'd have done it that well at Buffalo, you wouldn't be here. There's McKay on the right.
Doug Williams 1 out of 9 for that 1 yard to Ricky Bell. Over to Bill Nelson over on the left.
Rams are tough. Bucks are meaner. That's why we're going to Pasadena, I guess it should be.
Depends on where you're from. 34 seconds left first half. Rams 6. Buccaneers nothing. 2 field goals by Frank Corral. And of course Brent and Irv and Jane and Jimmy the Greek will be with us at the half.
How about a couple of straights? I'll run some 9s by those outside guys that move.
Doug Williams will be looking in that direction. Throws the screen. That is Ricky Bell out of bounds in front of his own bench. Tom Bass, the defensive coach, or the offensive coordinator, really.
11-yarder, a short pass. I wonder if McKay's doing this to build a little confidence, perhaps, before halftime. You know, if he throws a few long ones and they're picked off or something, let's just get a few in a row here so that the stats are decent and we can talk about getting it together in the second half.
28 seconds, a first down for the Buccaneers. Doug Williams, a very gifted, talented athlete.
3-man rush.
Dreyer, Doss, and Mike Fanning. The defenders and the rushers. And it's down by Pat Thomas. The intended receiver was Isaac Higgins.
Aggie makes some play on this one. He, of course, had a bad calf that was sort of stepped on during the year. But watch the move on the throw, because this ball is really airmailed. Watch the move by the secondary man, Thomas. Outstanding.
Pat Thomas looked as if he might have slipped down or slipped just a little bit and recovered and got back to knock down that pass.
And your heart just stops that 1 second when you wonder if you got it or not.
It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 45 with 22 seconds left to play. Look at that. Rams only lead by 6, but they have dominated. Williams with all kinds of time this time fires, and it's picked off.
Youngblood, Jim Youngblood.
Jim Youngblood with the interception, and the Rams will take over. No timeouts left for them with 11 seconds to go.
Youngblood's 6th interception of the year. and you only ran 2 back for touchdowns this year.
Looks happy about things, doesn't he?
Should after that great play.
Jim Youngblood. The Ram offense checks in.
Let's see what Doug Williams is looking at. Let's see if we can see if he stares at the one receiver. He tries to look away. Now he looks right back. This is really what he wanted. Not much pressure on him, but the offside linebacker makes a good play. It looked like he just waited for the throw, didn't he?
The intended receiver was Isaac Higgins. Youngblood played it very well. And the Rams have the football. It's not a very exciting game if you think about 2 field goals, but it's better than that. And Ferragamo looking for more. Has Ron Smith as his intended receiver. Mike Washington on the coverage. 5 seconds left to play first half.
Each offense a little almost tentative about getting it going. Of course, with 2 defenses like you have, I guess you could lean on them a little bit. But the Bucs were on that field for, what, 20-something minutes was that last visual we had?
Right. Ferragamo had hit 7 straight before that incompletion.
He's big, isn't he? You know, and he looks like he might get in the movies some days. A rather handsome-looking young fellow, but he is married. He got married last July.
5 seconds, first half. Ferragamo going for more. Has Cullen Bryant, and Cullen heading for out of bounds. That should do it for the first half. It does. Ferragamo to Cullen Bryant does it for half number 1 at Tampa Stadium. As that comes to an end, score is the Los Angeles Rams 6, the Buccaneers nothing.
Furnished by the National Football League. The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealers who bring you the better idea cars and trucks for the 80s. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Allstate Insurance Companies. You're in good hands with Allstate.
From the Goodyear blimp, you look down at Tampa Stadium, where the crowd, the Buccaneer loyalists, have not lost any of their enthusiasm, though their team trails 6-0. Frank Corral will put a foot on that in just a minute. Isaac Higgins deep for the Buccaneers. 6-0 Los Angeles. Higgins comes up to about his 14-yard line before he fields it. Almost broke an earlier one. He's out to the 32.
Stats are frightening, Patrick. Look at this. Offensive plays 42-24. First downs 3 for Tampa Bay on the left. Look at the 86 yards rushing by L.A., 133 passing. Gosh, that's 219 yards total offense in 1 half.
And the time of possession down at the bottom is even more staggering. When you look at that kind of domination and the fact that the score is only 6-0, Los Angeles leading. It's a little incredible, isn't it? Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell, the running backs for the Buccaneers. Ricky Bell trying to get outside, doesn't penalty marker down.
That time the Rams came out in an over defense, which meant that Larry Brooks got right on the center, the offensive center's nose. And for some reason, Tampa Bay still ran to that strong side where the extra man was in the slot.
They'll be holding against Tampa, and you look at that graphic, and that'll tell you just how difficult it is to run against either one of these defenses.
Very few penalties in this game. You notice that? It's the first penalty, by the way, against Tampa.
That is very few.
That's not many.
Pat Haggerty, the referee, will give us the indication.
We have holding number 88, offense.
Jimmy Giles, a tight end.
He is the fellow that caught a touchdown pass the last time Tampa Bay played the Rams and beat them, and he has not even been thrown to yet today.
He is the fellow that the Rams feel that they must contain because he is a wonderful athlete. Number 88, Doug Williams, the quarterback. Had a frustrating first half, gives to Ricky Bell. Bell bangs out to about the 32. His longest gain of the day. Brzezinski made the tackle.
A great block that time on Reynolds. Watch number 64 as the middle linebacker Hacksaw goes in, is taken and run right over. I believe that was
Johnny Davis, the
Johnny
fullback.
Davis, the fullback, steps up. Watch this. And now Ricky Bell runs right behind the linebacker who is really being handled, and Brzezinski had to make really a shoestring tackle.
Johnny Davis, the fullback, is 6'1", 240. Ricky Bell. And nothing doing as Nolan Cromwell. Talk about your good athletes, number 21.
Good thing that Cromwell did that because Davis had gotten through the hole and done another good blocking job in front of Bell.
Morris Owens was the man over talking to John McKay. There's Nolan Cromwell.
He's one of those crazy Kansas quarterbacks. Remember Bobby Douglas? They're all big, bony, and ornery, huh?
Decathlon man, track man, safety man deluxe. One of the reasons that the Rams felt they could trade Simpson. There's Johnny Davis this time up the middle. Misdirection. They didn't block anybody in the middle. They just pulled both guards, and he found some room.
And that big Georgia offensive center that's in there is really a good one, Steve Wilson.
Biggest center in the NFL.
280, somebody said.
And still growing. Blanchard, after all that tribute to the Buccaneer offense, they still have to punt. 36.6 is average today.
He's the only old man on this team for the Buccaneers. He's the only guy that's 30 or over.
That's correct. Spent time with the Giants, spent time with New Orleans, but likes it here. Understandably so. Good kick. Chases Eddie Brown all the way back to his 6-yard line. And Brown wings outside, and sometimes those kicks can be too good, can't they? Eddie Brown out to the 45-yard line. A 54-yard punt for naught, really. Rick Burns made the tackle.
And Eddie Brown's had the worst year returning punts. Well, the whole Ram team has. They've only been averaging like 6 yards a shot. When you kick it real low and don't get hang time, you've got to hustle the troops up. Good return.
That's Blanchard who hit him and knocked him off balance, and then Rick Burns took him out of bounds. 37-yard return. Ricky Bell looking on. Johnny Davis, the other running back, tonight on CBS. Speaking of good lineups.
Boy, Flo's got a tough time on Alice tonight, too. She's worried about the truckers.
60 minutes is first at Jefferson's, and then Trapper John, MD. Wendell Tyler outside, out to about the 47. Richard Wood, the Buccaneer tackler.
Kohler's in there now. We have not seen Wally Chambers come back on the field, so that knee must really be giving him trouble. Here's Herky Hara, number 60. I told you briefly that he played 3 games this year with a small break of the bone in his lower leg and didn't know it. So at 260 pounds, if you're like he's always been, you just feel it's part of the game, I guess.
Yes.
There he is.
Very similar to the injury that Jack Youngblood has now. A hairline fracture like that. Here's Wendell Tyler again. Tyler banks straight ahead to about midfield, perhaps into Buccaneer territory before Leroy Selman made the tackle.
Just remember, if the Rams offensive team has the ball 20 minutes, that means the Bucs have been playing 20-something minutes of defense, too. Here it is, linebackers adjusting as the fight against the 34 goes on and on. I thought I saw some holding there by Doug France.
And Kent Hill had a pretty good takedown, too. Selman comes out. Leroy Selman. Like some physical problems, and with Chambers already gone, they might be running out of folks.
What McKay said about Leroy Selman, that he wouldn't let his offensive linemen work out against Selman because they would lose their confidence. Nobody could block him by themselves.
Reggie Lewis took his place, number 79. Selman, I would imagine, will be back very shortly. Here's Ferragamo giving to Tyler again, and he's got some room. Wendell Tyler down inside the 40. Penalty marker down, way out of bounds. Might have been a late hit.
That Kent Hill, that big rookie left guard, really gets out in front of the play extremely well for a 260-pounder. 172. He gets it going. The left of your screen. Cullen Bryant's supposed to seal off. It's a pretty tough block. Not much of an angle. He stayed right with it. Excellent effort.
Unusually tall for an offensive guard. 6'5", 270. Cedric Brown. Here's Haggerty.
Personal foul. Late hit on number 34. Defense. First down.
34 is Cedric Brown.
Was that a late hit?
In his judgment, it was.
I mean, you can't stop after you've thrown on the very sidelines itself.
First and 10 Rams at the Buccaneer 25. 6-0. Los Angeles leads. The winner goes to the Super Bowl in Pasadena. Another penalty marker down, and Cullen Bryant is shoved out of bounds by Nofziger.
Looks like offensive holding, or maybe something down the field there as the jury's meeting together to...
Against the Rams.
Young linebacker Cecil Johnson's on the bench, hurt too. Leroy Selman joining, now Chambers. That's 3 out of 11.
3 of that defensive group.
Looked like McKay's team came out and on the line of scrimmage, blocked much better that last series before they had to give the ball up.
Here's Haggerty again.
We have holding, number 83, offense, first down.
83 is the tight end.
Nelson blocking down against Kohler. That
doesn't look like holding.
I've seen it a lot worse than that.
First and 20 at the 35 for Los Angeles. They already lead 6-0. 2 field goals by Corral. And again, a penalty marker would go down as Tyler was in motion, pass complete down the middle.
I think Tyler might have hit it toward the line of scrimmage. Looked like it might be an illegal procedure.
Has to be. He was going forward when the ball was snapped. Preston Denard was the receiver. Ferragamo hit him, and again it's against Los Angeles. 17-yard gain is nullified.
It's a good deal if you can get away with it and roll into it. It's like a sprinter that comes down the blocks about a half a count early. In Canada, you can do that, but not here.
Okay in CFL, but not in NFL. Selman is back in the game.
Number 26.
Out of the game comes Gene Sanders for the Buccaneers. Leroy Selman is back. Number 58 is Dewey Selman looking over to the sideline, picking up the defensive signals. And Ray Malavasi on the other sideline giving his indication to Vince Ferragamo, his quarterback. First and 25 at the 40. Tyler again moves to his left. Ferragamo straight back. Throws out to Cullen Bryant with blockers in front, and again a penalty marker goes down.
Pretty good looking executed screen too, the quick screen left.
This is going to be against the Buccaneers. Somebody might have hit Ferragamo late.
Yep. Looked like Kohler was getting close to the pocket. Again, they're just making sure the quarterbacks are protected somewhat.
Leroy Selman coming out again.
Roughing the passer.
And again, Sanders goes in at his place, and that'll be a first down for the Rams.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 77 defense, first down.
Grizzly, huh?
Kohler.
It's a tough call, though, and this makes the defensive lineman the maddest of anything you can do to him. Because they are fighting everybody on the line of scrimmage. Now watch the action. Well, it looked like it was pretty late, all right.
That is the 4th straight play with a penalty. First and 10 at the 20 for the Rams. 6-0. They lead the Pittsburgh to Cullen Bryant. Big Cullen barrels down to about the 15. Rams have had the ball almost the entire game. They have really dominated as far as time of possession is concerned.
Selman's off again. Looked like he's getting the left leg worked on a little bit, didn't he? Number 1 player picked by John McKay. Not a bad guy to build a team around.
Not a mistake by any means. It's quite a family, really.
And the second choice that year was Billy Selman.
Of course, he has another brother. This is a coach at Oklahoma. They got to be pretty happy about what happened to them in the Orange Bowl. Wendell Tyler still on his feet, still struggling, and a pursuit led by Cedric Brown takes him down.
How many people missed Wendell Tyler, right? At least 3 or 4. They tell you he'll run anywhere. He starts to go back all the way to the left side. There's one. Complete spin, a 360.
Same man, Cedric Brown. Missed him once, got up and got it. 60 minutes will come your way following football. And the football right now has 9 minutes, 50 seconds left, third quarter. 3rd and 10, Los Angeles leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-0. And it rains again. Ferragamo firing for the end zone corner. Cut. Almost a touchdown. The official went up with his signal and then took it down. Preston Denard, covered by Mike Washington. He had his hands up and he took them back.
I thought that Denard made the catch of the ball, but he must have been on the outside line. Boy, this ball is really rifled, and Washington has great coverage. Watch the upper left part of your screen now. Denard has those great hands, and he's a loafer. He just goes along very gracefully. Okay, he never put the ball away, and they say you've got to have it in the position to be carried as a football player. And I am not sure what that really means in the rule book.
Good play by Washington.
Hanging with him. Coverage, huh?
Stuck right with him.
He never put the ball away.
He never got the feet down in bounds when he had it. Corral was field goal number 3 is not good. He is wide to the left. He hit 2, but he missed that one.
Remember, midway through the season, he went on a 7 miss out of 10 attempts right in the midseason.
So the Buccaneers will take over with 9.5 minutes left, third quarter, trailing the Rams 6-0.
Winners don't have time to wait, so they rent from Hertz. Nobody can get you into your Fairmont, LTD, or other fine car faster than number 1.
A large play. Preston Denard runs it inside, breaks it off the corner, and Washington is right with him. 2 great athletes. You make the decision. It was called no good, and the field goal was missed following that.
So the Buccaneers take over with Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell operating behind Doug Williams. They start Larry Mucker in motion, and this is Bell. And nothing doing. Back to that touchdown catch again, or whatever.
It's such a play because it could turn on Tampa Bay now. They say, hey, we're still only that touchdown behind. Now, this is from down the line, so you ought to be able to see. They talk about the feet coming down. Now, how's the ball? Is it being handled at all? And is it juggled? It's sort of up next to his helmet.
And again, the judgment was he did not have possession. 2nd and 14, a 4-yard loss by Ricky Bell on the first down. Line of scrimmage, then back to the 16. Morris Owens was the man in motion, and again it's Ricky Bell. And Bell is swarmed on by the Rams. He might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage where it was 1st and 10. Nolan Cromwell was the leading tackler.
Last week, Bell ran 39 times with the ball against Philadelphia. He had 51 carries once against Washington State when he was at SC, so he likes to work.
Today, the work is tough. He has 13 carries, 40 yards. Nolan Cromwell, ex-Kansas quarterback. They said they'd like to play him on offense, but he's too valuable and good on defense. Jerry Eckwood has joined Bell in the Buccaneer backfield, and Doug Williams is under fire. Gets away from it, fires, and he is hit. Williams popped. Pass incomplete.
Looks like he's holding his arm a little bit, too. He just had it loaded up. And Doug he is such a stand-tall type quarterback. He thinks he has to throw it every play, which, of course, he will learn. He's only in his 2nd year. Watch this move. What a great athlete. And now he loads it up. Let's see the rush right here, Pat. It's Mike Fanning, I believe.
He's hurting a little bit right now. It was Fanning that hit him. Backup quarterback is Mike Ray. Punt number 7 for Tom Blanchard. Eddie Brown standing back at his own 41 for the Rams. Chuck Fusina is the other quarterback. It is Blanchard. Lines this with the Bell, who does not fair catch, has it in Buccaneer territory, and is not back in Ram ground. Knopfziger, who snapped the ball, was the first man down. Eddie Brown took a shot. 7 minutes, 43 seconds left, third quarter. The Rams have the ball at midfield, and they lead 6-0. Doug Williams, who took a hit from Mike Fanning on that last pass attempt.
Started every game this year. He was the only quarterback in the playoffs that did.
Mike Ray is the man loosening up over on the sideline. He and Chuck Fusina back up Doug Williams, and Williams looks like he might have problems with his right arm. His throwing arm.
Bicep.
That's what it seemed like. 60 minutes, of course, coming up back in football right now. The Rams have it at midfield. They lead 6-0. Ferragamo for Moore. Looking deep. Denard. No. Again, the jump. And again, the coverage is good by Mike Washington. They just had that dance a few minutes ago.
Mike Washington is a 6'3", 200-pounder that played for Bear Bryant. Is he on the ground now, number 40? He is a tough kid. He was drafted by Baltimore, and he's really cemented this defensive secondary for McKay, for John.
6'3", 205, four-year veteran from Alabama. And with obvious problems here. 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Buccaneer fans have not had too much to cheer about so far. 6-0. The Rams continue to lead.
Introducing the best gas mileage ratings of any mid-size wagon.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont? The right idea for today.
Introducing the biggest cargo area of any mid-size wagon built in America.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Introducing the lowest sticker price of any mid-size wagon. The 1980 Ford Fairmont wagons got it all.
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont?
Glad.
The right idea for today.
We're not just a couple of animals who can only play football. We can be civilized, too.
Tennis is sophisticated, but you still got to be fast on your feet. So we still drink light beer from Miller. It's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
And it really tastes great.
Now that we played singles, we're looking for a nice, friendly game of doubles.
Tennis, anyone?
Ooh-wee. Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Mike Washington is up and walked over, ran over on the sideline. Seems to be okay. Here's what happened.
He's made a couple of the darndest defensive plays. Makes old number 40 look awful good. Look at this. And then Denard came down on him. Great play, and looks like Washington's going to be all right.
Number 45, who hurdled over the two bodies, was Jarris White.
It's been everywhere.
At midfield, then 2nd and 10 for Los Angeles.
Not much of a pass rush, though, on Ferragamo lately.
Not all day, really. He's had a lot of time. Oh, look out. Wendell Tyler straight ahead. Had about 5 hit by Dewey Selman, and he was the only one around.
Selman showed up down here. John McKay had what they thought was an undersized offensive guard. And he told Selman, he said, run backwards over there. And Dewey did, and McKay said, I believe you're going to be a linebacker. And a good one.
Doug Williams hurt his elbow. That's the problem. That's why you see Mike Ray and Chuck Fusina. That's Fusina loosening up over on the sideline for the Buccaneers. Wally Chambers has a bad knee. He probably will not be back. Selman has a bad ankle, and he'll be in and out. Cullen Bryant with the ball loose, but everything was over before it came loose.
Amazing thing was that Tampa is just about the healthiest team you've ever seen coming into a playoff. Here goes Doug Williams now. You see, leaving for the dressing room to have the arm either looked at, or will they ice it for a few minutes and bring him back?
I imagine they'll take him in for an X-ray. It didn't look like Fanning hit him that hard, but you never know when you're off balance like that. That right arm is bandaged, and Williams heads for further medical treatment.
Fanning weighs 265 or so. If he, if he accidentally brushed you, he might dislocate something.
Clark's 4th punt. Line drive aimed for out of bounds. And doesn't make it into the end zone. Very close to bouncing outside that orange post over there. There goes Doug Williams again into the dressing room. Let's see who takes over. Williams in for a medical examination of some sort. Into the locker room, we'll check the quarterbacks, whether it's Fusina or Ray. It's number 15, Mike Ray.
Mike Ray is an SC quarterback under McKay. Yes, 17 for 36 this year. 1 touchdown pass, 2 interceptions.
There he is. Been a frustrating day for Doug Williams against a very, very solid Ram defense. 6:15 left, third quarter. We'll see what happens to Mike Ray. The Steelers are already in. These two are trying to get there. Ricky Bell beat one tackler. But the Ram defense again converges, led by Dave Elmendorf and the other safety man, Nolan Cromwell.
That's a career stat, which really doesn't mean much. It's what have you done for me lately? But he hasn't played a lot because Doug Williams is a big, healthy, strong quarterback. And Williams today was 2 of 13 for 12 yards. That is some defensive job the Rams have done.
As Dave Elmendorf said before the game, we're going to show him some things that don't look like what we've done before. Seem to be successful. Here's Ray on a sprint out to the left. Looking for a place to go and finding some room and throwing incomplete.
Thomas hit Giles just in case the ball was high enough.
Pat Thomas. Pass intended for the tight end, Jimmy Giles. He's had a tough day.
Here's some athlete. He's on the same high school team with Wilbert Montgomery. 6'3", 242, and get you about a 4.65 40. But can't catch them if they're under the side.
Signed as a baseball player by the Dodgers.
Third baseman. Play the whole side of the infield by himself.
The world's biggest third baseman. Wide receivers and the tight ends for the Buccaneers today have not caught a pass. Something about the Ram defense. Eckwood on option. Got a man wide open. Larry Mucker. And Eckwood got the ball to him. 42-yard game. Tackled by number 42, Dave Elmendorf. Here's Mucker.
All right, Mucker's from Arizona State, okay? He was there right before young Jefferson was there. He's got about 900 speed, but watch this. Eckwood's thrown 1 time this year, didn't complete it, and this is really just a, well, I don't know how you could wait for it that long, but he got it there. It floated, and Elmendorf came from nowhere.
If it hadn't been for Elmendorf, the Buccaneers might be ahead. First down, Tampa Bay. The 34-yard line of Los Angeles. Ricky Bell inside the 30 with a 29.
And the crowd is beginning to really get it on now, right? Look at this. You can hear everything.
Tampa Bay shuffling their wide receivers back in. Larry Mucker just reported in with a play. Eckwood on an option. They ignited the bunch.
It wasn't a classic pass, but it did get there.
2nd and 5 for the Buccaneers. 29-yard line of Los Angeles. That'll be Bell again, and Bell does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. He lost about a foot.
What a job Cromwell and Elmendorf have done, though, keeping Giles really off the books. It's also a great linebacking job. Watch the defense. Told you, the old Rams are street fighters today. It is tough down there.
Jack Youngblood and Larry Brooks. Buck Power. I would like to go to California.
California, here we come.
Jack Youngblood went to the University of Florida. He's been just an outstanding player in the professional league for the Rams. Their leader. Ray drops. Looks.
There's Giles.
Giles. No. And no penalty marker, and Giles is hot. Officials right on top of it. No markers dropped. Eddie Brown was back there, the extra defensive back with Giles.
But Eddie Brown might have been going for the ball. If so, he has as much chance as Giles. Giles got his hand up. Cromwell has covered him from sort of the inside out. And Eddie Brown looks like he's going for the ball. It's as much Eddie Brown's ball as it is number 88.
Giles protests. with no success. Eckwood is back in now with Bell. And it's 4th down. They need 6, and there is no evidence of any field goal kicker. Ray comes straight back. Looks, throws. Almost picked off by Eddie Brown. And the first spark, really, of the day has been put out by that Ram defense.
Here's Higgins coming under. You can see linebackers going back to appointed positions. That had INT written all over it.
There's Fast Eddie.
Obtained by George Allen when he was the coach of the Rams.
Of course, he played for Allen in Washington and did such a great job there. Rams are yelling, fire up, fire up. They lost to Tampa Bay in the regular season, 21-6. Game number 4 of the year. Here's Cullen Bryant. He takes that step one way and comes back the other. Led by Kent Hill. Bill Kohler made the tackle.
The #1 defensive team in the NFL on points allowed and all, and the Rams have really taken it to them. Bryant now has 60 yards rushing on 11 carries.
It'll be 2nd and 4 at the 36 for Los Angeles. Quarterback by Vince Ferragamo. Throws back to Wendell Tyler. Tyler looking for blocks, finds a couple, breaks a tackle. Gets knocked backwards near a first down. Perhaps he has it. Mike Washington, who was hurt earlier, made the tackle.
There is a lot of contact. And Wendell Tyler at 190 pounds has really taken some shots and is still delivering. Here's Kohler. Look at him get hit by France. Good block. Watch this shot right here that Tyler takes.
Wow.
I mean, solid. That numbs half of your body.
That was his 20th carry of the day. He's picked up 54 yards. Some of our preliminary information indicates to us that Doug Williams will not be back. Mike Ray will have to do it, or Chuck Fusina for the Buccaneers, if it is to be done. 1:50 left, 3rd quarter. Look out, Tyler can go, and does. Into Buccaneer territory to the 45, another Ram first down. David Lewis on the tackle, 15-yard pickup.
Rich Saul must be doing a job on the nose man. Watch right over Ferragamo's shoulder. Saul takes Crowder out, who followed him sort of that way, and Tyler popped through there so quickly now the linebackers have to regroup.
Of the 3 who would start, Chambers and Selman, only one is left. Selman is hurt, Chambers is hurt.
That nose man has to play pressure, and it looked like Dewey Selman got lost in the line of scrimmage that time.
Lawrence McCutcheon is now the lone running back. Ferragamo, and that's McCutcheon. To the 34 and out of bounds, and it looks like another Los Angeles first down. Dewey Selman knocked him out of bounds.
Great blocking on the outside by Los Angeles.
13-yard gain.
Doesn't look like he's going to have a chance of getting outside when this play starts out, because Tampa Bay's begin to slide and jive all the way to the sidelines. Now watch this. They sealed off just enough to get Kutch outside. That was a large first down on this drive right there.
It is the first year since 1968 that either Dallas or Minnesota has not been in the NFC Championship Game. And the Rams are gunning to get there. A lot of years of frustration, but right now it looks like they're in control of things. McCutcheon, the ball carrier. Bill Kohler, the tackler. 2-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 30 with 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneer 30. Let's watch how it sets up here with the tight end
Nelson. Working on Lewis, trying to get the outside position. Oh, that is brutal. That is some job on the tight end.
Tyler for about 4.
There's Jim Youngblood, huh? Pro Bowl for Jim this year.
Rams have 6 going. The Buccaneers have 1. Ricky Bell. He spent a lot lot of time on the bench, a lot more than he'd like to. Look at that.
There's the Enterprise.
There is somebody up there. That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Rams 6, the Buccaneers nothing. The NFC Championship game from Tampa will continue after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
This is the Shield America Trust, shielding your car from Ford and rust. This is the sign of complete car carriages. Z-Bart dealers everywhere. Z-Bart, look for the shield, look for the Z-Bart shield. This is the shield of quality, backed by a lifetime warranty. Bring you protection wherever you are for as long as you own your car.
Ask about the lifetime warranty at Z-Bart Auto Truck Rust Proofing.
Be informed, get involved, find out how key 1980 legislative issues will affect you, your family, and friends. Attend the 8th Annual Legislative Awareness Seminar at the Essex Hotel in Indianapolis on Saturday, January 12th. For brochure and reservations, write to Legislative Awareness Seminar, Mildred Holman, 3490 Bluff Road, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46217. Phone area code 317-787-2211. Learn about the issues and meet the people who make Indiana laws. Remember, good legislation starts with you.
With TV10, you're looking good.
Some of the enthusiasm has died down. It is cool in Tampa, not unpleasant if you're playing. But if you're a Buccaneer fan, it's going to be a little colder.
There have been some big plays on defense, so this could be 21-0.
3rd and 3 right now for Los Angeles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneer 25. Buccaneers only have 4 first downs all day. Wendell Tyler, the ball carrier this time. That will not be enough for a first down. Gene Sanders made the tackle. Well, maybe everything's not all bad.
Hey, Mom, how you doing there, Mom? Hey,
Did he say hi, Mom?
Wish he'd shave before he comes to the game. Pretty workmanlike job, though. Los Angeles didn't have any flares or much trills in their setup. Just come in, let's lock our good defense with them and see how good they are and start beating on people.
They're going to go for the first down. No field goal unit in. 4th and 2 at the 24. Ferragamo, the quarterback, gets to Wendell Tyler. And Tyler doesn't make it. By Richard Wood.
The Batman made a tackle, and the ball carrier simply disappeared.
Tyler might be hurt.
Here they're pulling. Hill's pulled out. Harris down. Charlie Young's blocking. And the Batman just stopped him right in his tracks.
Tyler, I think, was down in frustration as much as anything else. He's back up and off now.
Boy, what a defensive team the Bucs have, though. I know now why people, when they get through playing them, say they don't want to play them again. They are tough.
The Batman, number 54. Richard Wood. There he is. Originally taken by the Jets and played with the Jets. Now playing well in Tampa. Mike Ray looking deep. Has it. That's a catch.
Is that Higgins?
Let's look again.
From the eye, Mike Ray now almost hit Giles with that pass for a touchdown. Boy, he had a lot of time, too. No Rams were around him.
It is Higgins.
Look at this catch. He was 6 feet off the ground, right on Pat Thomas's shoulders.
Pat Thomas knocked him out of bounds. It's a first down, Buccaneers at their own 42. There's Isaac Higgins, who can really run. And he can also jump. He just showed you that.
4 touchdowns during the season.
Jimmy Giles lined up to the left as Johnny Davis and Ricky Bell are the two backs behind Mike Ray. That's Bell. Bell bangs outside the 45 to about the 47. Good yardage for Ricky Bell. Fred Dreyer on the tackle.
Seems to me like the offense began to burn and cook a little bit for Tampa. They're beginning to hit from the eye. The guy that likes to carry it at least 30 times and has had a tough afternoon. I have a feeling, though, that he likes to run late in the game when everybody else gets a little tired sometimes.
17 carries, 53 yards for Ricky Bell. 38 carries last week against the Eagles. Lewis throws out of bounds. Incomplete.
Still got knocked down. Pretty good move by Ray. Watch the blitz now by 64. Hacksaw Reynolds. Comes right through the blocker that tries to pick him up. Oh, that's got to give you fright.
Fred Dreyer with the pressure, and that's Dreyer.
Put the shoelaces together.
Knocked him down. It'll be 3rd and 5. The Rams will now go with a 3-man rush. They put in Reggie Doss. They have Dreyer on one side, Youngblood on the other, and Doss.
That's a big tight end going, number 88.
Buccaneers have Eckwood back there with Bell this time, and Ray straight back. Chased by Fanning and down by Mike Fanning. Fanning with a heavy rush, and what a day he's had.
And you know, the Rams are using the chuck rule, the inside 5 yards, beautifully. Watch, Giles can't even get off the line. Brzezinski holds him up so well. And here's the big rush by Fanning. Everybody was covered. 3-man pattern, and there was nobody open.
First sack of the day. Deep is Eddie Brown, number 25. Blanchard to punt, number 16. Line drive to Brown, who might have something going here. Eddie Brown back near midfield, where the Rams again will take over with a good location on the field. They haven't been able to move after they got some good breaks like that. They still lead 6-0. 12 minutes, 37 seconds left to play. 31-yard punt by Blanchard, a 16-yard return by Brown. 6-0 still.
Recently, a landmark football game was played. Landmark not because of the way it was played on the field, but because of the way it was played on TV. You see, this was the country's first network telecast transmitted over cables made up of hair-thin optical fibers. Cables which will eventually carry thousands of times more information without taking up any more space. G? No. GTE.
Avis built its business on one simple thing: trying harder.
Keep on trying, America. The effort is really everything. We keep on trying, America. At Avis, we don't give up. Trying.
By trying harder, we changed an entire industry. We're not about to give it up now.
Next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, don't forget a special edition of the CBS Sports Spectacular. Leon Spinks against Alfredo Evangelista.
Evangelista can take it. You can just beat on him for as long as you want to keep hitting.
That's what Leon plans to do, I'm sure. Senior Bowl, don't forget that. And the motorcycle jump challenge.
Sims of Oklahoma going to be in that?
Billy Sims, boy.
He's some player.
Tyler breaks a couple of tacklers and still goes down to almost the 40, near a first down before Richard Wood takes him to the turf.
He has really showed me it's not guts, it's courage when you're a classy runner and you keep going back in there. And he made a little shift at the line of scrimmage and then took 2 big pops again and still went forward. Quite a ball player, Wendell Tyler is.
Buccaneers operating now with out Leroy Selman and without Wally Chambers in the offensive defensive line. So 2nd and 1, 9 yards. Ferragamo has it batted down and almost picked off by David Lewis. Lewis knocked it down, and Richard Wood almost made the interception. It surprised him so much he couldn't hang.
Now watch the big linebacker. He's 6'4". When Lewis comes, he'll get the paw right on the ball. Pretty good call here. My gosh, he was almost in a Ram huddle on that one.
He appeared quickly, didn't he?
Here's the way Ferragamo saw it. Just had it swatted right off his hand.
Ferragamo is 11 out of 21 for 148 yards. It'll be 3rd and about a foot now. And now I would guess they'll go for the first and forget about throwing. There's Tyler, and he'll have more than enough. Wendell Tyler down inside the 30 to 28. Richard Wood on the tackle again.
Great play by Cullen Bryant, number 32. He dives right in there and makes his block. Watch Cullen on isolated. As Hill pulls around, gets him to the corner safely, and pulled down by one of those great linebackers again.
They've had a workout. 26 carries for Wendell Tyler, 97 yards. Here's what's happened today. The Buccaneer quarterbacks, 3 out of 16 for 29 yards. No win much like that.
And Roger Staubach had trouble last week trying to figure it out, too.
Different defense, however. There is that pass to the tight end. This time it's Terry Nelson. And he's down to about the 12. 15-yard gain. Rams keep knocking away.
But they can't get a touchdown. I was told that this would be the first game ever, a championship game, that would be won without a touchdown being scored.
Not too good, is it?
She must be in the wrong time zone or something.
10.5 minutes left to play. Rams continue on top, 6-0. Here's Wendell Tyler to the right, behind Cullen Bryant, and again Bryant got a good block, but Tyler is knocked backwards by Bill Toller.
Sort of clubbed him down.
Swatted him.
It's like, okay, that's enough. Cincinnati had some good years with Cincinnati before McKay got a hold of him. He'll show up to the left of your screen. Watch 77 now, and Wendell does this thing, which is darn good. Bryant helps him, and he just sort of had it all taken away quickly.
Cullen Bryant got the block on Cotney, but there were some more people there, and there is Doug Williams, so obviously he will not be back in this contest. And nothing doing, and a fumble after the play was over by Wendell Tyler. Doug Williams walking back at the sideline now. An injury to his right arm, his right elbow is the report we got. He will not be back, and that's Wally Chambers behind him. So, the walking wounded come back to the scene.
Of course, when it's the last game of the year, they gave it their best shot.
It is 6-0 Los Angeles with 9 minutes and 5 seconds left to play. Rams leading 6-0 on the road to Pasadena and Super Bowl 14, which you will see on CBS. Cullen Bryant bangs down to about the 6. Cedric Brown had to make the tackle. Not enough for a first down for Los Angeles.
Boy, Rick Saul, Hill, and watch Doug France. Watch the left side of this line. They open up the old toss trap. They act like they're tossing it to McCutcheon and feed it to that big fullback who's coming straight into the hole.
Gosh, you remember how well they used to run that play with Dan Towler and Tank Younger and Waterfield and Van Brockman? Nobody did it better. They were playing the last time when the Rams won the championship. They beat Cleveland in 1951. Corral. 24 yards out. He's kicked 2. Good. Didn't look like he hit it that well. There's Mike Fanning, who will accept what happened. The Rams now lead 9-0. 8:09 left to play. In Tampa Stadium, the Rams are not out of the woods yet.
Everything looks so good, I can't decide.
Yeah, well, before you do, take a look at the homeowner's insurance bill we just got.
Oh, that's steep, huh?
Before you pay, compare it with Allstate.
Allstate?
Sure, it's easy. You'll find Allstate agents at over 700 neighborhood offices, as well as at Sears. So come in and compare.
We've got a better deal.
Hey.
Now can we have lunch?
Well, now we can have anything we want, except that.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
Hi, I'm Carlo Rossi. I've been in the wine business almost a half a century. One thing I've learned is you've got to have it in the bottle. It's not fancy labels or advertising that sell good wine. It's the taste, like our Carlo Rossi Van Rosé. It's soft and light with a flavor that only comes from years of experience. I like talking about Carlo Rossi Van Rosé, but I'd rather drink it.
Nobody Nobody's been in the end zone yet, but Frank Corral has 3 out of 4 field goals, 19, 21, and 23 yards.
Was he relieved on that last one?
Rams lead 9-0. He was, and so was Ray Malavasic. Isaac Higgins will go to the left. Out to about the 36-yard line, out of bounds over in front of the Ram bench. Frank Corral knocked him out of bounds. Don't forget 60 minutes following football. You wouldn't be surprised, would you, if you turned on TV and found pretty girls?
No.
A game show?
No.
And commercials?
You would, though, where?
In Moscow, Russia.
And that's going to be on 60 Minutes.
60 Minutes did that. Was there, and they couldn't believe what they saw.
Well, they have a gong show over there? A Russian gong show?
Stay tuned. 9-0 Los Angeles Rams over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're at the 35, 1st and 10. 8 minutes exactly left to play. Fumble. Scramble. Buccaneers have it.
Mike Ray is the quarterback. Came right in and had to throw a couple of balls. That time he just did not get to snap it off in the center, and he doesn't have much to do with it. I think Ricky Bell finally got it.
The Rams have run 67 offensive plays. Tampa's run 42.
And now one big touchdown won't put you back in front of the game either.
Big field goal made a big difference. Ricky Bell straight ahead. Ram defense has been really solid. That time led by Fred Dreyer, number 89.
The Rams came out to warm up before this game. They all went off in different little areas around the stadium and talked to themselves and wouldn't talk to their coaches or anything. Fred was one of them. I've never seen them quite like that as they were today.
Is that a tie he's wearing?
No, it couldn't be a tie.
Sunglasses, I think it is. Just looks like a tie. Don't be misled.
You're in his image.
9-0. With the clock running at 6:40. 3rd and 10. Mike Ray drops. The throw, and he's got a man open.
It's a great pattern. Rod Perry is one of the toughest cornerbacks in football to beat in a solo. Ray gets enough time, a little bit of rush, lays it right on the sidelines. Excellent pattern by Higgins.
Good enough for 25 yards and a Buccaneer first down.
Let's see how he drives Perry off. Oh, it looked to the inside. And Perry, I think, might have turned around on that. Got turned around.
Good pattern. Sometimes you don't have enough patience to do that. And here's Ricky Bell again to the outside, down to about the 37 and out of bounds. Stops the clock. Jim Youngblood made the tackle. And the Buccaneers, who haven't been able to get much going on offense all day.
Looks like Tiger Johnson's offensive line's beginning to fire off and come off the blocks now. Here comes Roberts out on Thomas, the cornerback, and buries him. And Bell's carrying a load for a few more yards. I think that was Youngblood on his back.
Neil O'Donohue, 6'6", Buccaneer place kicker who has had a very quiet afternoon. 2nd and 2 it is. Ray looking for a punch and throws high, almost intercepted by Pat Thomas. The intended receiver was Larry Mucker, number 87, and Ray looks around.
Well, we've had some good confrontations, haven't we? Receivers, secondary man.
Like Lynn Swan of the Steelers request at the half that he would not like to play Tampa Bay. He'd like to play Los Angeles, not because that they might be an easier team to play or to beat, but because he needed some tickets.
You know so many people out there.
The Rams would get more. 3rd down, 2 at the 32. Handoff Bell. Nothing doing for Bell, and now no field goal, I don't think, or perhaps, I guess, with that much time left, you do, don't you?
Yeah, good play by Youngblood. Youngblood came across early. This is what the Eagles had so much trouble doing, was getting across and forcing early on this play. Watch 53 now. Jump across and take the block, penetrate, and then the cornerback mops up. That's Pat Thomas.
Buccaneers are not going to field goal. Got to have a touchdown and a field goal. Just a matter of which you get first. Eckwood and Bell. 4th and 4. Ray going for a bundle. Intercepted by the Rams and then dropped by Pat Thomas. He had it for a moment. Maybe he thought about it. And the Rams will take over.
Great coverage. The Rams cornerbacks, 5'9" apiece.